Okay, the last little thing I want to talk about, and this happens occasionally throughout the years, we run into this problem, okay? That people feel like what they're doing is too manipulative. Because, let's face it, this stuff is pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
All right? But it says, he's worried about influencing them in ways that might not be in their best interest. Okay, number one, don't do that, all right?
Well, I mean, I think also because he said that he doesn't feel he has himself completely together, so what right does he have?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if your product is getting your shit together, you should probably...
Right, have your crap together.
No.
But the thing is, it's...
You said crap.
Your shit, okay. So, anyway, but the thing is, I mean, that's a mindset problem, generally. I mean, granted, if you don't know how to do what you're doing, and you don't have any intent to deliver, that's one thing. But on the other hand, if you have the intent to deliver and you know your product, right? Even if your whole life isn't together, that makes no difference.
No.
You know your product, you're selling a good product, you're delivering. Why wouldn't you use persuasion? Right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we hear this time and time again. It's like, well, what if, and the two words in the English language that I think if I had a chance I could get rid of, that one phrase. What if I make a mistake? What if I talk somebody to do something that is not good for them? What if, what if you're a fake and phony and stuff like that? Well, that's an issue. But
So now, two things. One is what I said earlier, which is you're not making anybody do anything. People are going to have friends, talk to people, buy things, date people. They're there for a reason. Generally, they're there for a reason. You're not going to force anybody to do anything. They're generally going down a path. You're helping nudge them in one direction or another, right? That's all you're doing. If it's completely wrong for them, the odds of you persuading them without lying to them are very low. Now, granted, if it's completely wrong for them but right for one of their friends, that's how you get a referral. But the second thing is this. Just the fact that you feel this way means that you won't misuse the tools, probably.
Yeah.
Because it's people who have no ethics, who don't give a crap about other people, who I worry about. People who are concerned about how they affect other people, how they affect other people's lives. Hey, you're who I want to have these skills.
yeah, you are our target customer.
You are. Because
Okay.
you're the kind of person who I can feel comfortable handing this toolbox to and saying, I know you won't abuse it, right? I know you'll nudge people in directions. When necessary, you'll back out. You're not going to sell something to someone they don't need, and you're not going to lie to somebody. And I think that's great. And I think that you have to really give yourself credit for the kind of person you are, that you are concerned about how you affect other people.
And the reality of the the reality is this, all right? When you have a certain level of success, you don't have to do anything, to compromise your integrity. Okay? You can tell people this is not a fit for you, I think. And I've told people that. I've got people, almost on a weekly basis. I want to hear, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. It's, I go, I'm sorry, this is not really a fit for you.
Right.
It's, either it's not a fit or it's like something I just don't enjoy.
Right.
So I'm not going to do it. All right. At a certain level, when you're out there and you're succeeding, you don't have the scarcity mindset that tends to make you do things that are unethical. All right. Or to, you can look at a customer and say, oh, if I do this, I'm going to make X amount of money. I really have to push them into it. Okay. But if you're making enough money, you don't have to do that.
And if you look at business with the proper mindset, which is business is building relationships and referrals. Socially even, building relationships and building referrals. All of life is a sales process to an extent, right? With the people you know, with people you love, with in your business, any kind of business. And it's all about building the relationships that make the connections that will make you successful. Just ask Norm, okay? His business, anybody who we've had who were extremely happy about their sales processes, it's referral based usually at some point, because they have done right by their clients, or they have done right by somebody who wasn't a good fit, and that person has referred them to somebody else. That person feels comfortable enough to hand them their friends and say, here, I trust you to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right? So it's building relationships using these skills to build good relationships and to nudge people in the right direction, in a good direction for them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the worst thing is when I've referred somebody and they've screwed me over, my friend over, and I can't refer them anymore. Right? The worst thing for me is when I deal with somebody, but I know that that they're not quite on the up and up, and I'll deal with them because I can handle them, but there's no way I'd ever introduce them to my friends. That's not the business you want to build, and that's not the social relationships you want to build.
Yeah. I mean,
Or those aren't, sorry.
yeah. I mean, you could ask Norm.
Yeah.
Dylan, has.
Oh, that's
has
true.
become
Dylan's here. I forgot.
Really good at this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got like referrals right and left because he makes people feel good. They want to deal with them, and he takes care of them, and he never does anything. He doesn't have to do anything unethical. All right? You don't have to rob a bank if you got a bunch of money. These skills will make you that much more successful. Okay? These simple things, even these 3 things we covered today, all right, will make you so much more successful that you're not even have to ask yourself this question. Okay? If you go, would you lead them in a direction that's not good for them? If it was not good for them, I'd tell them to go someplace else.
Right.
I would never even consider it. Okay? I don't have to because it'll be good for the next guy and we're better fit and I'm okay because, clients fall from the sky.
Well, there are a lot of potential clients out there. That's true.
Yeah, So, look, the more you learn this, especially for you new guys who are here, all right, and girls, all right, the more you learn about what we're doing here, if you have even an inkling of this stuff is that powerful. You could really, really, really misuse it if you felt like it, and you'd probably be out of business in a year. All right.
Well, that's true too.
Okay.
Because once you burn your market.
Yeah, I mean, sooner or later, you've got to, if you got to deliver what you felt that make them feel good about. All right. If you don't deliver, I don't care what good of an anchor or rapport you have, sooner or later it's going to go away. I mean, we've got a guy, we used to love this guy. We've got several houses. He sold us air conditioners. He was the best guy on the planet, okay? And unfortunately, his company became really unethical and pushing a really crap product. And he's like, don't buy this off of them. It's horrible. And, we can't do business with him because he's tied to this company. But, we had that relationship where he would go like, no, don't do that.
I mean, the funny thing is when you use these skills too, you're building a relationship and building trust. So when you burn them, it's that much worse. Oh, yeah. It's like your friend burning you.
It's like, and we tell this at every seminar where we do the live trainings, which we'll probably doing one in November. Is when you learn this stuff, when you build that attachment with somebody, if you break that trust, it's so much more of a disaster than if you were a total stranger. It's like having your best friend screw you over versus some stranger do it.
So
the
true.
best friend is a much more dramatic event, and and it's just like it will affect them much worse, and they'll sabotage you any way they can at that point. So that's how I deal with. I mean, honestly, I wanted to address this because it is such an important.
Especially when you're starting out. It really is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's something to keep in mind. And it's all about your mindset and how you want to treat people. And like I said, if you're the kind of guy who's worried about this, you're the kind of person I want having these tools. Yeah.